Good morning, everyone. Welcome to twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. My name's Graham D. How are you? I've got my camera on. Baby's camera. You can just see a little bit of me in the bottom corner of his screen. And he's gone. Ooh, there we go. How are we all doing? Welcome in to twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. Hey. Happy Thursday or Friday for me because I'm off every Friday for the next few weeks. So it's my Friday. How we doing? Did anyone see the video that we posted on social media? Do you like these videos? This is me asking about our social media post, by the way. So, as mentioned, I think I mentioned it first of all on Tuesday this week. We used to post our YouTube thumbnails straight onto Twitter, whereas now we're doing a little bit more of a descriptive, very short Twitter video to help bring people in and posting the same video on Instagram and Facebook and things like that. Do you like it? Is it nice? Should we keep doing this? Let us know. Anyway, welcome into the stream. My name is Graham. This is Bib. We are Ice Cream, and in true Ice Creamy fashion, this is The Scoop, the UK's #1 video game podcast. Even if we do say so ourselves, we are going to give you our thoughts and our impressions on the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games and PUBG over the next hour or so. There's always the PUBG. I'm wearing a PUBG hoodie for God's sake. God damn it. Yeah. To be fair, actually, let me stop for a second. If you weren't around in yesterday's stream and you're not busy today, do yourself a favour. Jump back into yesterday's PUBG stream and just go looking for the bit where Bibby absolutely lasers someone. Do you know what? Someone even clipped it yesterday. Someone clipped it, so we might be able to find that clip and drop that into the stream for you today. Bibby with M16/DBS is ridiculous. So go check it out.
Yeah.
Go check it out. Anyway, as I was saying, we go live on Twitch for an hour-ish, each and every single weekday at 10 a.m.-ish. You can see there's lots of ishes in here. Very committal. Nice. That's what you like to see. So we do go live on Twitch around 10 a.m.-ish each and every single weekday. It's now 11:52, so that's what you see the ish is for. Anyway, as mentioned, we do go through the biggest, the best, the breaking stories. The biggest, the best, and the breaking stories in the world of video games. We give you our thoughts and impressions. We want your thoughts and impressions. And then we want your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions. Please do feel free to get involved in the chat. This live stream then gets turned into a podcast, which is why said thoughts and impressions, and when I say said, that's 5 times now, are important because we turn this into a podcast, a video for YouTube, and an audio podcast that goes on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play. So please do get involved because we want a discussion back and forth, and you guys can do that on behalf of the people that are watching and listening on demand. Before we jump into the stream, ! Loot drop. Do you know what? I actually haven't checked up on it. Are we still on course for an Ice Cream Uploads merchandise giveaway for this month's subscriber loot drop? Is that the case? I think that would be the case, just because the percentages
yes, it is.
were so far forward. Nice. Okay, confirmation then. ! Loot drop in the chat if anyone wants to know what the loot drop is. I can tell you, though. It's a subscriber giveaway. If you're a subscriber, you get a chance to get a prize. That's it. Every single month, one prize for one subscriber every month. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel. You can do the free Twitch Prime Gaming sub if you want. Obviously, that's it. Oh, actually, I said that's it. There is an extra caveat. You need to be in the Discord and have your Twitch and Discord accounts linked so Discord can see you're a sub, but that's just admin stuff. From our perspective, if you're a sub and you're in the Discord, we can give you a chance to get a prize. And that's just a way that we give back to our subs. So it's nice. Thank you very much for the support. Speaking of support, a wild bridey bunny appears. Good morning, Ice Cream. Hey, good morning, Bridie.
Good morning.
Speaking of Bridie, how can I share this? How can I show this? Do you know what? I won't bring the asset up, but myself and Bib played a game called Kiwi on stream. I want to say a couple of months ago now. I don't know how long anything is anymore because when you're always in the house. Yeah, exactly. But we have some merch. We have some Kiwi merch, and we have an asset drawn up. We are going to give away our Kiwi merch in the build up to the launch of Kiwi. So nice. If you want to win some freebies, check it out. It'll just be a nice, simple follow and retweet. Everyone involved, not subs only, whatever. So we'll do that on social media. Nice. Who's in the chat? We have Tito. Good morning, guys. I'll read. Adds with an oi, mate. Who's got an oi, mate? That's a quality of the real ShoeCon 3. Nice. If I'm honest, if I see the post, I come to Twitch. I haven't watched them. God damn it, Tito. It's all right. You're here. It does its job. It brings you in. That's all we need to know. Morning Shaggers says Next Gen Base. I'll read, good sir. By the way, Next Gen Base in the chat. If you haven't seen this already, look at that. Yeah, that's our own gamer score. Achievement. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Whoop. So these, I'll show you the backside of it. Little kickstand kind of thing. It's not a kickstand, but it's a little stand. So that just sits on the desk in front of me.
What about the platinum trophy, Graham?
Oh, I don't know what you mean. Oh, I've got one of those too. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, my only platinum trophy ever. There we go.
It's my second PUBG. Which, it's just on my hoodie. Have I even mentioned PUBG yet today? I don't know. Was my other platinum trophy. So yeah, if you want to bag yourself some customized achievements, then check out exclamation mark. Oh, he's already done it. There we go. Bibs is already all over it. Exclamation mark 3D to get a link through to the Etsy shop. If you want a customized achievement plaque, get yourself involved. Or you can get a Stay Frosty one. It's up to you. Fill your boots. Morning. Kiwi was about 3 weeks ago. Was it only about 3 weeks ago?
I thought it was way longer than that.
It could be. I don't know anymore. I don't know. You didn't have to mention Kiwi, just did say hello and see your beautiful face. Yeah, the only reason I mentioned it is because I say we, obviously, Mr. Pitt has done some of his world-class colouring in for us, so we have the assets and stuff ready to go. Do you know what? It's not the most professional way of showing off the assets, but I can show you on my phone because I was chatting with him on Slack, and I've got no way of bringing Slack up on stream, so... Yeah, on screen. So there we go. Win some Kiwi goodies. Yay! So we have some assets made up. So yeah, that's the reason I mentioned it. It's more the fact that we have stuff ready to go. Nice. Building up to the release of launch. We will draw the winner on launch day unless the launch day changes. Then we'll draw the winner not on launch day. Nice. Please give all my love to Mr. Pitt. No, we don't want him feeling like he's useful and does good things. We want him to be feeling, get back in your box. No, I'm joking. Hello guys, greetings from Malaysia. Zayn, it's been a while. How's things, dude? How are you doing?
Morning.
For those that don't know, Zayn is an exceptional kit creator. / designer. He's been a part of Pez World for a long time. Are you still part of Pez World? I'm looping you in saying that you are, but are you still here? I don't know. But yeah, anyway, exceptional designer. Good morning, dude. Bridie says, if the launch day changes, I will be having a panic attack. Okay, well, it's fine. Everything's good. It's all going the same as planned. Nice. Anyway, Mr. Bib.
Hello.
Important question. How does it feel being a true world-class bona fide PUBG legend?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time in the making, Graham. But yeah, no, I fully enjoyed it yesterday. As I said, I do enjoy playing PUBG. It's just I know I'm shit at it, and that's rich coming from what I ended up actually providing on stream yesterday. So yeah, is it one in 1,000 games that you got to witness yesterday?
Well, I'm not sure if this is gonna work. Let me see. There we go. Bibby, champion of the world, clip by West in yesterday's stream. If you want to see Bibby doing bits, then go check out that clip. Fill your boots. Not right now, because now we're going to start talking about news. So if you didn't see the video that we posted on social media, we do a little bit of a roundup before we start the show, so you know what we're going to talk about on today's show. And today's lead story, we're kicking off where we left off yesterday, and that's talking about Activision Blizzard. So we spoke at the end of last week, earlier on this week, twice actually this week, and again today. That's the thing with Activision Blizzard. They stay out of the news, and then when they get into the news, they stay in the news. And sadly, it's not always for the right reasons. But today's story says Activision Blizzard's capitalization falls by $4 billion following lawsuit against them on women rights. That's from Esports Gen. It says women rights. I'm assuming that should be women's, but yeah, there you go. That's what the title says. So that's the lead story. We will then follow that up talking about the PS5. It's still the fastest selling PlayStation console ever and has now hit 10 million units sold. Despite people not being able to get a hold of them, Sony does commit to improving those levels going forward. Sticking with PlayStation, we'll then go on to Kena Bridge of Spirits, or Kenna. I don't actually know how it's pronounced. Two different Sony conferences have pronounced it in different ways. So Kena Bridge of Spirits or Kenna Bridge of Spirits. That's basically, if you've seen Frozen, And you've seen the bit with the little rock trolls at the beginning. It's the game that looks like that. It actually looks incredible. so
What
yeah.
a way to describe it. I don't think that's in the marketing plan.
I mean, it absolutely should be, because that's exactly what it looks like. When we show it, I'm going to bring the "It's a bit of a fixer-upper" song from Frozen, put that next to it, and tell me it's not the same thing. You can't. Anyway, the game has been delayed, so they want to add a little bit more polish to that. We'll give you the details on that. And then finally, as we always like to do, because Bibby's such a big PUBG guy now, we'll wrap up with the latest PUBG update. So the patch notes for update 13.1 to PUBG came out yesterday. We'll go through those. Spoiler alert, if you're in the plane at the start of the game, you could crash. That's how it goes. But today, do you know what? Usually I'd throw it to Bib, but I'm actually prepped today, so I don't even need to know that, Bib. So I'll just ask you a simple question. Bib, should we start talking about Activision Blizzard?
I think we should.
Okay, well, this is the latest updates by ASHISH JHA. That's how I pronounced it kind of yesterday, or the earlier in the week, so we'll stick with that pronunciation. This is from Esports Gen, the website, and it says Activision Blizzard's capitalization falls by $4 billion following lawsuit against them on women's rights. So, jumping into the actual article, it says Activision Blizzard's capitalization falls by $4 billion. Okay, that's exactly the same thing again. A state discrimination and sexual harassment lawsuit has sparked a storm of controversy within one of the world's largest video gaming firms. Activision Blizzard was sued by the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing last week. I'm going to call that DFEH if it comes up again now, by the way. Alleging that the firm created a, quote, recruiting tool for harassment and discrimination against women. Activision Blizzard, an American firm, had its stock drop 6%. The NASDAQ Stock Exchange's official website published information about it. The value of an Activision Blizzard share declined from $90 to $84.05 on July the 27th. The company's market capitalization dropped by around $4 billion, almost $300 billion. What? Okay. The total value of the studio shares had decreased to $65.4 billion at the time of publication. Last Monday, the California... Vern, thank you very much for the host. Oh, also ads, by the way, dude. Thank you very much for the host. Welcome in as well. That was early on. Love you. Last Monday, the DFEH filed a lawsuit against Activision Blizzard, the publisher of Call of Duty and World of Warcraft, alleging sexual harassment and assault, as well as a workplace in which women faced unequal pay and punishment. In a statement released last week, Activision labelled the charges false and distorted, and Fran Townsend, Executive Vice President of Corporate Affairs, addressed a letter to employees reaffirming that stance. Employees at Activision have taken to social media to express their displeasure, and more than 2,000 employees, this is actually out of date because it was more than 2,500 just yesterday, signed an open letter calling the company's responses shameful and arrogant. They are now preparing for a strike, and also, once again, this segment is out of date because that strike did take place yesterday. It was all over social media. Anyway, a group of employees at the subsidiary Blizzard Entertainment, where the bulk of the lawsuit's charges were focused, are organising the walkout. The workers stated their goal was to improve conditions for employees at the company, especially women of colour and transgender women, transgender persons, and other marginalised groups, in a statement to media. We'll leave that there. A lot of information to bring you back up to speed, but that is the key story. $4 billion Activision has lost. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm happy to see that. I'm not going to say I'm happy to see Activision losing $4 billion. But it's nice to see some form of recompense. $4 billion is a tectonic shift in terms of that's a huge drop in profits. Hopefully that doesn't impact on the workers and the staff on the ground floor that are having to deal with all of this shit, which is everywhere it's coming from. But that is a huge repercussion. Is it justified? Are you happy to see it? What are your overall thoughts, Bib?
Yeah, I mean, what have we always said around video games? It's if you don't like something, vote with your wallet, and it's not necessarily that at this point, purely because of you're not really voting with your wallet. It's just the company is under scrutiny from top down to the bottom, and it's causing people to worry and potentially sell their stocks, which means that theirs is plummeting down as well. So overall, it's not as if they have just lost $4 billion just like that. It will eventually climb back up again. It's not money that is... It's the capital of the company. It's not as if it's just come out of their bank account kind of thing. It's the capital and the stake of their company. So, yeah, it's a lot of money for them to lose, and I guess they will be absolutely shitting themselves because at the end of the day, I don't want to say they don't care about their employees or anything like that, but if there's no company, there's no work, and there's no games that are coming out of it or anything like that, so they'll never be able to get that money back. But at the end of the day, it's you've kind of brought this on yourself. So what do you expect? Like if your company is that shit and the leadership is shit and the whole moral compass of the company is shit, then the company won't exist for much longer, kind of thing. So the fact that they are under scrutiny from top down to bottom, yeah, people will be looking to sell the shares. Why would they want to be? They don't want to be associated with it at any capacity, whether that's holding shares or being a part of the company in a management role or an employee. The employees have had enough and they've fucked off outside and did a protest for it. Fantastic, great. It's just the solidarity of everyone that's part of that company is the reason why everyone walked out. Like I said yesterday, if there's people still sat at their desk during that walkout yesterday, then they've kind of given their poker face away and said, well, it's nothing to do with me. I've not done any of that. So it doesn't matter. Like, it's kind of like, well, you're a fucking bean. Get outside and come and help us do it's unity in numbers kind of thing. So, yeah, people voting with the wallets is the only thing that'll hurt companies like this from the top down. Because you see the press release that they brought out an open letter to the employees and stuff like that. It was shambolic. It was half-assed. From both sides, whether or not it was the one that was criticizing it, saying it doesn't actually happen. What are these people talking about? And then Bobby Kotick go like tongue in cheek, just the most PR statement he could probably think of to say we are looking to try and make our environment a lot safer to work in. It's kind of like, for how long? How long do you think that that's going to go on for?
It's funny though. It's like talking to the victim of a crime and saying, oh, don't listen to these people saying that crimes happen here when they don't. We know they don't. And it's like, I'm literally sat here reeling from the results of said crime. And you're telling me it doesn't happen? Read the fucking room. So for those that don't know what that is, so the quick summary of it is DFEH took Activision Blizzard to court. Activision Blizzard then responded with a very strongly worded no back. Hey, how you doing? Do let me know when you're back. You might need to refresh. You were just loading, going strong. This is basically our breakout EDM track. Strong. Oh, fuck's sake, I don't see that. Not so much political, just awful. And we're back. I don't know what that one was about. Was that Lake? Thank you very much for the baby. 9 months. You're with the Prime. I love you. I love you very much. Thank you very much, Lake. Welcome back, dude. Are you at work? Is it lunchtime? Because usually you're jumping around this time, or do you finish around this time? But thank you very much, dude. Appreciate it. So, yeah, what I was saying was basically Activision were taken to court. They doubled down on their stance that everything was fine, even though there was bullshit going on inside the business. They didn't consult the people that had actually had these complaints and concerns, the people that were the focus of the investigations by the DFEH. And then yesterday, Bobby Kotick apologised for a tone-deaf response to the DFEH, whereas we said yesterday we don't believe tone-deaf summarises it. Tone-deaf believes that you just didn't read the room. We believe that they read the room and just dismissed it. Rather than being tone deaf means that you accidentally, or you were unaware of how you were cutting people off. I don't believe that was the case. I believe they were fully aware and were just trying to bury it. And there you go. That was my opinions. But it's nice to see big comeuppances. $4 billion of profit dropped. I don't like to see companies failing, particularly companies that are employing shitloads of people that are being mistreated anyway. But what this will do will energize the shareholders, because the frat boys and the people in management positions that have been assholes for so long, they can do whatever the fuck they want, or at least they think they can. At least they have been able to. But as soon as the shareholders get involved and say, you need to fix this shit, then that will actually start to make changes. Loss of profits for the shareholders is a big issue for the upper management. Big issues for upper management filters down through other levels of management. So this can cause changes. Hopefully. It's a negative that could breed positive. So I hope that's exactly what it does. So the company having difficulty could lead to, like Bibby says, its share price. They've not just dropped £4 billion out of a a bank account and it's on the floor somewhere and everyone else can help themselves to it. It's share prices. It can fluctuate. It can go down. They can build it back up again. Everything could be fine. And hopefully it is. And hopefully it just energizes management to actually take some proper steps about putting this in place. They did say that Wilmer Hale, or whatever the name of the law firm that was brought inside as an external law firm to oversee and adjudicate their steps into fixing the problems they have. Okay, we'll see how that goes. I like the sentiment, but a lot of that can be lip service, as we said previously. HR departments are run by the businesses and report to the management that they're trying to hold to task. Surely that's a conflict of interest. The fact that there's a third-party firm involved makes that a little bit harder to do, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, GG's. I like it.
Did you see the Kotaku? They did an article yesterday about some of the people who I can't remember the names of them. I'll see if I could try and dig the article out and put it in the chat soon. But it was of the upper management at like BlizzCon renting rooms and then calling them the Cosby rooms.
The Cosby room.
Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, as in like Bill Cosby. I'll see if I could try and find it. I was reading it last night. It broke as I was going to bed, so I was reading it while I was in bed.
See, I'm going to have to be a little bit ignorant here and ask. I know Bill Cosby is in prison, but I don't know what for.
It's not anymore.
Or he wasn't. Yeah, he got let out, didn't it? But it was like it was it last week, week before or something. But what was it for? Was that some fucking?
Because he got done for being a rapist and stuff like that, didn't he? And like molesting girls and shit like that. So they called it like a Cosby room because, yeah, they was claiming that it was because the room was horrendous and like it looked like a Bill Cosby jumper and stuff like that. So basically they were trying to save face. But I'll put the
fuck's sake! Oh my god!
I'll put the link in the chat for you. But yeah, this broke yesterday. Well. I read it while I was in bed last night, so...
There's a long, long way between having some distasteful humour. Distasteful humour isn't necessarily great to begin with, but distasteful rumour and a room based on a rapist is fucking nowhere to be seen. I mean, especially a business that works under crunch and businesses that have social media teams that are on the front line and things like that. There is an element. I mean, this is falling back into my degree of black humor is a coping mechanism. It's a psychological function that helps people that are in the shit cope and come together to normalize traumatic experiences. So people uniting to share like stuff that you don't say, stuff that you speak about is a psychological function. It's not professional, but it's a psychological function. This is nowhere near that. This is a completely different situation. This isn't people uniting together. This is people segregating and oppressing other people. It's absolutely fucking horrendous. Okay, let me stop talking there. Let me jump back up because there's been a lot of conversations even before we started this article. I think it's pretty good that you're so open about talking about the Activision Blizzard stuff because I know a lot of people want to kind of skirt over that because it's so negative. I mean, we have no ties to Activision Blizzard. So how can I say this? We would obviously, if this was a business a brand that we work in, we'd have to think about how we say things. Not that we would skirt it and sugarcoat it, but we would know that what we say has implications on people that need to feed their families. So we would obviously approach conversations with a bit more... what's the word I'm looking for? Just say carefully. I wouldn't say we would change our output and our opinions and stuff, but we would have to be aware of the fact that our words can cause people to not be able to feed their kids. And that's something that we don't want weighing heavy on us. The fact that we aren't working with Activision Blizzard, but would like to, in terms of, we would like to work on the latest Call of Duty games and the latest whatevers. Speaking out could potentially harm those relationships, but we kind of have to, really. So yeah.
The greater good.
Exactly. Where did we get to? Bibby wants a red, always a red. I did see the tweet. I didn't watch the video. Was you playing FIFA Pro Clubs yesterday? Is that what it was?
Yes. Yeah. So Vern went and did some Pro Clubs, and obviously I'm like, yes, I'll fucking. We were talking about Pro Clubs during the scoop yesterday, so I was like, yeah, obviously I want to play some Pro Clubs. Do you know what I mean? Like top left winger Bibby. Anyway, I got put up front, first game up front, Bagsman. You know what I mean? Just give me the ball and I'll fucking score goals. Don't worry about that.
Plays PUBG, decimates. Plays FIFA, decimates. God.
It doesn't matter where. Madge, thank you very much for the slow mode, mate. Appreciate it.
Activision, for one, I'm entirely trusting the man who oversaw the company while all of them was going while all of this was going on as an open secret, is exactly the man to turn everything around and eliminate it. Yeah, exactly. Self-policing. Nothing ever went wrong with that, right? From the outside looking in, not only have they allowed a horrible culture to fester, they've doubled down by failing to acknowledge the scale of the issue. They kind of deserve it, and it's a lesson that employees' rights matter. Apologising for tone-deaf response didn't help the matter, says Tito. Agreed. Next Gen Base says, reminder, Bobby Kotick's salary and bonus alone would have been enough to give everyone at a working level an extra grand or so on their salaries. Then with his response only coming when the share price dropped, I think it's fair to say I'm not a fan of Mr. Kotick. I'd have never have guessed, says Tito. I heard a lot of bad things about the guy. Vern and Zion high-fiving. Yeah, boys. Puerto Rico, good morning-ish. Next Gen Base says, another reminder, Kotick is worth at least $4 billion himself. I'm sure he could pump some money back into the company if he gave a toss. That's not the point. He doesn't really care. He just cares about the money. It's all about the money. Okay, it's disappointing that this protest has been hijacked from within and become political and not purely about the people in the company anymore. I still stand with them as this behaviour is not on. And then this is where the stream dies. And we're catching back up again. They're promoting giving money to causes that have no connection with the people affected. Oh, really? Okay, so yeah, let's target women, transgender people, people of color, or whatever, and then let's give the money to the discredited white guy fund, that kind of thing. Is that what we're saying? Because if that is the case, I mean, obviously that's extreme examples, but fuck's sake. I've just got to the you are loading and going strong over and over again. Yeah. My nephew was saying he works for a fast food retailer, rhymes with Sack Donald. And his boss is a creep and he's harassing a lot of women. I did some digging on their whistleblowing portals to help him out. They're supposed to report it to their manager. GG, guys. GG. Yeah, exactly. I mean, what do you do if your manager, if your direct contact is the person that you have the issue with? There needs to be something in the chain of command that allows you to go beyond that. If that person is the problem, I mean, you need to full on go line of duty sort of stuff. You need to have ways to go outside. You get what are they called? I can't remember that. I was going to say the agency. What's the name of the agency that they actually? I've got fucking Transformers in my head. I've got Sector 7 in my head, but I can't remember whatever the agency that they were.
HD12.
That's it. Yeah, there you go. So get those guys involved. Does Sky own stock in Activision? Maybe Activision owns stock in Sky. Activision Blizzard's staffing manual is actually an old copy of Loaded.
Fucking hell.
I mean, pretty accurate to be fair though. Spike says, I say put Bridie in charge and I'll kick whoever she thinks deserves in the penis. Nice. Let's do it. I always knew you were destined to be a professional penis kicker. Did you get a free microwave with that trim, baby? What's wrong with the trim?
What does a microwave got to do with it?
Bill Cosby got released on a technicality. Yeah, ridiculous. Sexually harassing like 1,000 women. Bill Cosby's very much a rapey man. There we go. Graham's in the know now. Fuck that guy. Asim says, only one thing to say on this, it's wrong and employees are my full support on whatever they're doing. All that said, many showing support right now will be giving back their money and playing their games soon enough. I'll use Konami as an example. Not quite as bad, but still bad. All the reports that came out around Kojima and how they treat staff, many of the same people calling them out, still giving them money and playing their games. I mean, that's the thing with consumerism. How far and how much of a stance are people willing to take? And the flip side is if people don't buy those games, then the people that they want to have a better situation could be looking at redundancies and so on if they start dropping and hemorrhaging money left, right, and centre. So it's such a difficult. What's the word we used yesterday? Multifaceted conversation. That
we said a word like that.
I know we stole it from an article. It's fine. Renee Sky, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. Good morning. AC12, yeah, we got there. Air conditioning 12, nice. Nothing. I'm just teasing you. Night Can't Be Loaded magazine. That's nuts. Sorry, I'll get my coat. Okay, so let's wrap this up. We will keep the updates coming because this is the third update we've had in 3 days, so no doubt there will be more. But Activision Blizzard's share prices effectively dropped $4 billion. which hopefully has some repercussions. As Mr. T said, you can't necessarily count on consumers. The thing with consumers is a lot of people that will stand out and say, I'm not buying these games, probably will stop buying these games. But as we said on, I think it was Tuesday's show, a lot of people don't even know this is happening. Most of the people that will buy, holy heck, that's a big chunk. Thank you very much. It's the hoodie, but yeah, I'll take. Oh, you do. Okay, nice. How are you doing? Actually, we've just been criticising Sky Broadband. Renee Sky, you don't work for Sky, do you?
We're talking about me, aren't you?
Maybe. What was I saying? Oh, I was talking about the fact that, yeah, a lot of people, most consumers will not be aware of this conversation. Most consumers will not be aware that there is shit going on at Activision Blizzard that needs their attention, or that needs attention in general. They will be just like, yeah, COD is good. We'll buy it from Game. Or we'll pick it up at Tesco when I'm getting myself a nice big bag of Doritos and some Fanta Fruit Twist, because that's what you've got to be buying if you're getting new games from Tesco. It's factually... no, I'm joking. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know. So even though people will... say, okay, I'm gonna make a stance. I'm not gonna buy the next Activision game, the next Blizzard game. World of Warcraft is not gonna get any more input from me financially or as a gamer until things changed. The annoying thing is that will move the needle, but it probably won't be enough in terms of the people in the industry that know. Probably are the minority when it comes to the sales thing. So like Asim's Kojima reference as well, there probably was some impact on that. But a lot of people won't even know that Metal Gear Solid 5 had two parts. Ground Zeroes and The Phantom Pain were two separate games, but then you could buy them together. People would just like, oh, new game, nice, we'll take that. Which is the thing. It's breaking outside of, obviously we're in a podcast talking about video games, so we all are invested in knowing more, finding out the bigger picture. Some people just want to play games, and it's not a bad thing, but that doesn't necessarily help that situation. Insert Modern Warfare 2 boycott Steam group image here. At this rate, people working in the game industry will be required to set up a collective GoFundMe accounts because nobody can support the companies. There's all some shady things about them. You never know. Anyway, let's move ahead. So we'll as mentioned, we will keep you up to date with the Activision Blizzard story as it progresses. It keeps moving on at pace because naturally it's a big story and people want to see how it pans out. I don't know how I see this going. I don't know if we're going to see this drop off the agenda now. In terms of, will Activision shut up? And if Activision shut up and stop making, how can I put it? If it becomes the same news, people stop reading it, and that's the shame. It's the same thing again. People want to read and they want progression and they want to see how the story's going. But if we stop getting headlines, then it will disappear, just like the Blitzchung story did with Activision Blizzard 16 months ago or whenever it was. It became the same story over and over again. We ran with that Blitzchung story for about 4 weeks, and then it naturally ended because there was just no coverage for it. And that our show is about covering the media, and if it's not in the media, then we can't cover it there. So I'm not sure how this is going to go, whether this is going to keep rumbling on in the media spotlight, or whether Activision Blizzard will start to make sure that there is no noise to be covered and it just disappears. Hopefully, if it is the latter, then we still get the changes that we're looking for.
I can't see it. This will continue to run. I can't see this going anywhere anytime soon, purely because of everything that's at stake and the amount of people that's involved in it. Like, these are serious allegations. The Blitzchung one was saying it was kind of similar, but this, I think, has got far many more repercussions for the staff that are there and the company itself. So I can't see this one going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, I agree, and I hope so. I definitely hope so. René Sky says, I think we're seeing a shift towards more conscious choice making. With indie devs on the rise, we have more choice and can choose to not support big AAA devs that do the wrong thing and get caught. Exactly, and with things like the subscription models that we have in gaming now as well, that hopefully will help fill the pockets of indie devs and stuff so that they can build on their experiences. So if people do want AAA games, because that's the thing as well, not everyone will enjoy moving to indie developers, obviously. So if we can get more funding for indie developers, so they don't necessarily have to be AAA, but they can branch out on what they can actually deliver, then it gives people, once again, more choice. More choice means that people and brands and businesses and those at the top of massive corporations realize that actually there is forms of accountability now. We're not just guaranteed profit because people can go elsewhere. There is suitable alternatives, and hopefully that then just filters down through to the bottom where people are just treated like people. That would be a nice start. It's a similar thing to Amazon, in all fairness. They treat staff horrendously in warehouses, but I know full well I'll end up buying 90% of my purchase from that. I feel awful for doing it, but their service is genuinely good. No, I guilty. I'm the same.
Double-edged sword.
I'm absolutely the same. Hate the way that Amazon treat their staff, but I'm streaming here right now on Twitch, which is owned by Amazon. So go figure. So I'm full on. What's the word I'm looking for? Hypocrite. There you go. Anyway, we'll put a pin in that for now. So we will keep you up to date with the Activision Blizzard story as it progresses. But for now, we'll put a pin in there. We'll jump into the next bit of the news, though. So does anyone have a PS5?
Yay.
Does anyone have two? Has Bibby sold 6 on eBay? Yes, he has. No, he hasn't. He's not a scalper.
No, that's Jordan.
Yeah, he's Jordan. So yeah, don't know how much scalpers have to play in this. Hopefully not much, because fuck those people. But this story from Yin-Poole at Eurogamer says that PS5 hits 10 million units sold. Sony says, quote, improving inventory levels remains a top priority. And the tagline, an important scalp. So once again, Yin-Poole at Eurogamer says, PlayStation 5 has now hit an impressive 10 million sold. Sony has announced it remains the fastest selling PlayStation ever. The 10 million sales figure was achieved on the 18th of July, just under a month faster than the PlayStation 4. PS5 launched on the 12th of November 2020 amid the pandemic and with demand slightly outstripping supply. Scalping has been a real problem as PS5 remains sold out at most retailers. Sony also announced updated sales figures for its recent first-party games. The wonderful Spider-Man Miles Morales from Insomniac has sold over 6.5 million copies, Sony said. Exceptional game, by the way. If you haven't played Spider-Man Miles Morales, you would not be hurting yourself by doing so. Genuinely, I think I've said this. Spider-Man was ridiculously good. Spider-Man Miles Morales, for me, was better. Anyway, Housemarque's Returnal has shifted over 560,000 copies. A reminder that Sony recently bought the studio, and that is only a PS5 exclusive game as well, so it's not on PS4, so that will have had an impact on the number of sales. Insomniac's Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart has sold over 1.1 million units since its release last month. And we gave one away. Nice. And Sony San Diego's MLB The Show 21, which also launched on Xbox, has seen over 2 million sales and is the fastest selling title in the franchise's history. However, it has more than 4 million players, which suggests its day and date launch on Xbox Game Pass made quite the impact. Sony did not provide a sales figure for the Demon's Souls remake, which was a PS5 launch title, and Sony Interactive Entertainment President CEO Jim Ryan said the company is focusing on making more stock available. Quote, while PS5 has reached more households faster than any of our previous consoles, we still have a lot of work ahead of us as demand for PS5 continues to outstrip supply. He said, I want gamers to know that while we continue to face unique challenges throughout the world that affect our industry and many others, improving inventory levels remains a top priority for SIE. Sony looked ahead to PS5's upcoming slate by pointing to the new God of War from Sony Santa Monica, Gran Turismo 7 from Polyphony, and Horizon Forbidden West from Guerrilla Games. It's all coming up Millhouse for Sony, or at least it looks it. 10 million PS5 sold, faster than 10 million PS4 sold, a whole month to spare. Games doing pretty well. Spider-Man Miles Morales, nailing it. Returnal, nailing it for all intents and purposes. Over 500,000 copies sold just on the PS5. And lots more to look ahead. So it's not bad for Sony right now, babe.
No, I mean, it could have been a lot better. It genuinely could have been a shit ton better. We could have probably been looking at 15 million had they had the stock in. I think the best thing that they did this time round, very much like what Xbox did as well, because we can't leave them out of this, even though it is a PlayStation article, they've suffered the same kind of problems. But having 2 SKUs at launch so you can choose which one you want with a price difference between them, you can't say it's genius because it should have been obvious, and it should have been obvious for the last, I don't know, 20 years that we've been that the video game, well, these consoles have been knocking about 25 for obviously PlayStation, but having two SKUs at launch, I know Xbox did it on the 360 where they had the arcade version that had one with a hard drive and things like that, but nowadays having a digital version without having a disc drive, it just obviously makes more sense. But having two SKUs at launch is genius. Having a price point from £350 for a PlayStation 4 digital, PlayStation 5 digital, and then having a disc version for £100 more, fantastic. Same with the Xbox. You're looking at an Xbox Series S, a next gen console, for £250, Graham.
Bargain.
That is fucking genius.
Absolute
It's
bargain.
best ways to get into it. You get that. You get Games Pass for a year. Bosh, you are well on your way to having a next gen experience for less than 300 quid. That is unheard of, obviously, until now. Like, you try and get a graphics card for 300 quid for a PC nowadays that they can pump out the same kind of graphics that your PS5 and Xbox Series S and X are doing. You can't. It's impossible. So yeah, this could have been so much better for both consoles. Obviously, this one predominantly following the PlayStation brand. This could have been so much better had they had the stock in and readily available. I mean, I'd like to see how many have been activated because it could be 10 million sold, but 2.5 million of those could be sat in someone's warehouse somewhere. So it'd be nice to see how many were actually activated once sold.
Yeah, 250,000 are sat on a warehouse shelf in Ukraine farming Ultimate Team. That's where they are. Oh wait, no, that's PS4 Pros.
But yeah,
it's such. I mean, it's quite frustrating. I've mentioned this before. I would love to know how much scalping has impacted on this, because there is definitely an issue with supply and demand. If things are in huge demand, there's not enough supply. That can stretch the demand forever. I mean, is it just the pandemic? Has the fact that people haven't been able to go anywhere, plus the hype cycle for the next gen consoles, lasted for about 2 years this time? So the demand was definitely there. Is it the demand plus the multiplier of people being stuck inside? Could that have been enough alone to have made PlayStation sell 10 million units of their console a month earlier than their last console? And the PS4 was in demand. You couldn't get hold of the PS4. We regularly criticize Game and their add-on sales policies. So if you wanted to buy a PS4 at Game, you go in with 350 quid in your hand, Game would laugh at you and say, okay, well, double that and come back, and we will sell you the console for 350 quid. But you have to buy 6 games, an extra controller, the VR headset, and a memory card, or whatever. And it's 700 quid in total. And there's no options. You can only buy bulk package. And some of them will give you discounts on the games. And if you sell all the stuff separately, yeah, you might make profit. But Game rake the money in. So we had issues with stock levels for the PS4, not to the extent that we have with PS5. And we will never know. It's a shame we will never know, unless someone spends tons of time doing market research about how much data can you get. I would love to know how much of an impact scalping has had on that. Is it just the pandemic? We can't really tell, because we've never had this situation to be able to compare before. Is it scalpers in the pandemic? We don't know. Once again, never had the situation before. Is it scalpers in the pandemic on the back of a 2-year build-up hype cycle? We will never know, but I mean, like Bibby says, is 10 million pushing the envelope, or could it have been 15 million? And if it could have been 15 million, which one or all 3 of those elements led to that? We will never know. It's a shame that we will never know, but it's interesting to see.
Well, the biggest example that we've got of that, though, if you look at, forget about the Xbox, forget about the PlayStation, have a look at what Nintendo did with Animal Crossing. If it wasn't a pandemic and people wasn't sat at home, would the likes of Animal Crossing and everyone buying Nintendo Switches left, right, and center, would that have still been the same? I don't know. I have been so blind to what Animal Crossing was to give people before it came out last year. I knew it was a game, never knew it was that popular until it came out, and you could not buy a Switch for about 3 months. It was ridiculous, and the only available ones was probably the ones that you see at Game, where they have 70 different accessories, and it's about £1,000. But yeah, it's the whole Animal Crossing Switch situation was 100%. I think you can't really argue against it. It was definitely because everyone was sat at home not doing anything.
Yeah.
You go onto Twitter, every man and his dog's playing Animal Crossing. You just couldn't get away from it. Even I had a look at it and then thought, nope, that definitely doesn't look like a bit of me. And that's saying something, because I play every fucking game there is out there. But it didn't speak to me, but it spoke to millions of people. If I go into most of my Switch friends and have a look at what they've been playing, people have been putting 400 hours into that game. Mental.
We purchased it. We don't play it. It didn't resonate with us. But because of the success and the hype around it, we purchased it. We'll get a copy of Animal Crossing. If anyone wants to buy a copy of Animal Crossing, feel free to reach out. Nice, we got you. But yeah,
it genuinely felt like it was one of the only times where influencers wasn't paid to play a game, but every single person that I knew was playing it. Like you could throw money at it, and it wouldn't have even scraped the barrel. Like people would have been playing it regardless. It was unbelievable. Like everybody was playing it.
I mean, like we even had big old Gary Whitta making a talk show in Animal Crossing. They called it, what was it, Animal Talking or whatever they called. And it wasn't just like, it was basically me and Bib having a conversation. Nice. Talk show. Nice. But it didn't stop there. They had massive celebrities showing up to sit in. Imagine Jimmy Fallon's show or the Late Late Show with James Corden or whatever. They all have some form of late in the title. I don't know the difference. But those shows where someone sat behind a desk and then you've got a couch with other people sat on them, that in Animal Crossing with literal millions of views. It was madness. But anyway, jumping back to PlayStation though, the reason I want to bring us back to PlayStation before I move on is not only because the next story focuses on PlayStation, but also Asim's comment. So we mentioned in the article, PlayStation has sold 10 million consoles. Spider-Man Miles Morales sold 6.5 million copies. MLB The Show 21 sold 2 million copies. However, that game has sold 4 million copies. So there we go. Asim says, I think I mentioned this in the Discord. The MLB sales stuff was interesting. 4 million players and sold 2 million on PlayStation. That would suggest 2 million players via Xbox Game Pass. That is an accidental ringing endorsement for Xbox Game Pass from PlayStation. I mean, imagine. I mean, like half of the user base is on the alternative. Half of the user base didn't have to pay full price for the game at launch. So yeah, accidental high fives to Xbox from PlayStation there. It's amazing. Genuinely is.
Yeah. I need to see a little bit more on that. Like, is it 2 million sold or is it 2 million played? Is it on Game Pass? Like, have people installed it and then it might not have been for them, so they got rid of it? Like, I need to know the metrics a little bit more. I mean, it's a phenomenal piece of work that they've done to be able to get it over. Xbox being able to sell a PlayStation Studios game and making that one. PlayStation must be laughing their asses off at this point because they're not only getting the PlayStation market, but they're getting another 2 million players, shall we say, or value of however much it costs. But $2 million over on Xbox for something that they've never had before.
It'd be interesting to see, because obviously we don't have the full stats either. So PlayStation have said 2 million sold, 4 million players. So by power of deduction, that's okay. Well, if you take away the 2 million sold from PlayStation, that's 2 million unaccounted for players, which means that players is Xbox. That could be anything from fresh installs to people that play every minute of every day and have done since launch. But then you start to think about, if you're PlayStation and you want to juke those stats, what's the best way of juking those stats? Is the more players for a game that you've made better? So in that case, if someone just downloads MLB The Show and doesn't play it on the Xbox, have they thrown those people into the numbers too? Or is it better to downplay the numbers for Xbox? Because what if 2 million players on Xbox is regular players, but there's actually been 6 million downloads on Xbox? It could be a case of they're going, fuck, well, we want to say that there's been 6 million downloads, but that will make it look even better on Xbox, so we'll just go for the 2 million players. So we don't know which way those stats have, because obviously what the stats only tell the story that you're presenting. You could make stats say almost anything you want, depending on the context. And that could be a case of, high five, Xbox, you're fucking nailing it. Or it could be, oh shit, let's drag Xbox down to the lowest possible number that makes it look decent. We're on a par. Yeah, we're all the same. Okay, we sold 2 million and they sold 2 million and we charge for it. That's how good we are. Whereas in reality, there's 6 million downloads. So we don't really know where that is. But it's good to see. It's good to see. I mean, GG's Xbox Game Pass. Xbox Game Pass. I've POS again. That's 3 times I've said that in the last 24 hours. Xbox Game Pass. Nice.
XBGP. That's what you get. That's what you give the old acronym yesterday.
Jibgip.
I was going to say, there was something then.
Whilst you think it, I'll carry on through the chat though. Tito says, as an exponent and fanboy, I'm going now. That's it. I'm going. As an exponent and fanboy, all I can say is fuck you. I wish we had Spider-Man and some of the other amazing single player experiences you've had. That said, I do think Xbox has finally learned a lesson. Halo looked like it's going to be amazing. Okay, what were you going to say?
it was basically around that. Actually, it was. Do you reckon then, if this has done that well, obviously it came out of the same day in PlayStation and Xbox. PlayStation have already started to do timed exclusives. There wasn't originally, so you got the likes of Days Gone and Horizon Zero Dawn. These types of games were PlayStation exclusive at one point, but they have now moved over and you can play them on Steam. Will there become a time where they have timed exclusive first-person games, first-party games, then be playable on Xbox at some point? If this was the tester for a, I don't want to say a niche game, because obviously baseball is such a huge phenomenon over in America. Put the same argument that we put yesterday about global sports, but it's a massive thing over in America. Could we see these AAA first party titles from PlayStation eventually, maybe 6 to 12 months after, become a timed exclusive rather than a first party exclusive?
I would have to get behind a categorical no. I do not believe PlayStation. I mean, PlayStation don't like to play elsewhere anyway. They charge for crossplay, let alone anything else. I think this is kind of, from Xbox's perspective, the perfect storm. You've got PlayStation Studios making a title for their own platforms, which is going to be exceptional, but you've got the MLB license, and they want cross-market, cross-platform play, and MLB have said, okay, you can keep making the game, but you have to put it elsewhere. Unless you give us a bajillion pounds, we want it on Xbox as well. We need the user base. And they may have even said, look, bajillion pounds isn't going to cut it because we need to see baseball being pushed out to the world. And the world includes Xbox. So make it cross-platform. So I think they've been pushed into this situation. They will probably enjoy the rewards for it, and no doubt they will be learning from this in the same way that Xbox / Bethesda will now be learning on how they can best monetize that situation. But yeah, Days Gone still on PlayStation. If we get Days Gone 2, still on PlayStation. Horizon Forbidden West not going to Game Pass. So yeah, I do not see that changing in the slightest. Let me jumping through the comments. It's also because of chip shortage, which has driven up the price of PC gaming by a substantial amount. Yep, absolutely. Where did we get to? Agreed, and as long as there's a scalper, there'll be no guarantee we'll get one with the RSP. Yeah, graphics cards can prove that. Do you want a 3090? Yeah, already pretty expensive. Here's £3,000. No, thank you. It's fun, it's fine. LB1 Kenobi, good morning, says, actually, good afternoon, by the way, and yet, I bet it's dead now. Are we talking about MLB there? I don't know which bit we're on, but now. Ever Given, by the way, finally arrived to Rotterdam. What? Mr. Fish! Hello, fellow nerds. Good day, sir. Good day. How's things? How's things, sir? Okay, rolling. Ads is in the chat. I'll read. I installed it, played the game, got bored, and deleted it. Are we talking about MLB there? Stats like 1 out of 2 ice cream uploads presenters are attractive. Good luck figuring out who is who. I don't know. Is there one? We will have to see. Anyway, I bought it for the Stadium creator, mostly Tito awesome, but not awesome tool, but not likely to feature in a certain football game. Either way, way beyond them. As a data analyst by trade, it's rolled away. My comment would be statistics can be twisted, and the concept is heuristic. Touche. Baseball is greater than glorified rounders, or is glorified rounders. But you know, rounders.
It genuinely is, though. Rounders
is a world class sport. That's all I'm saying. I fucking used to love rounders. I've got medals somewhere in this house from rounders at high school. So yeah, nice. Doing the fake left hand bait. Okay, I'm going to give you a story that we don't have time for, but I'm going to give it you anyway.
We just skipped an hour, by the way.
Yeah, standing there with my baseball, my rounder's bat in my left hand, so the ball gets ready to ball to my left hand. All of the fielders go over to the right hand side, thinking I'm going to twat it that way. As the bowler gets ready to bowl, putting the bat into the right hand and doosh, hitting it the other way. Woo! There we go, all the way around. You love to see it. I mean, that's when I had hand-eye coordination. If I tried to do that now, it'd just be a bat flinging off into the distance, me getting hit in the nuts by a ball. Fuck. Anyway, FIFA 22 gameplay trailer incoming today at 5. Ooh, nice. FIFA 22 Stadium creator isn't too great. It's just similar to the Foot Stadium feature. Elby says, sorry, it was talking about Animal Crossing. Petition for rounders for the Olympics. I'd take it. I'll take it. Okay, moving ahead. Obviously, sticking with PlayStation, not going too far. We did mention it at the start of the show, but Kena Bridge of Spirits, a game that has been announced and shown in 2 separate state of plays now, looks ridiculously good. This is one of those games that isn't a Graham game. I mean, I'm very boring. I am your traditional, stereotypical bloke. Yeah, football, sports game, shooters, guns, action, blah, loud noises. That's pretty much my general gameplay taste. I do branch out of that occasionally, and enjoy it when I do. And I think this is a game that I will make the time to branch out, and because it looks like something that the design of it looks incredible. Anyway, Tom Ivan at VGC says Kena Bridge of Spirits has been delayed, so I will be branching out, but not yet. And the reason for that is so that the team can polish the game. PlayStation and PC adventure title will now be released in September. So Ember Lab has delayed Kena Bridge of Spirits release date from August the 24th to September the 21st, 2021. Confirming the delay, the studio said the extra time was needed to deliver the best experience on PS4, PS5, and PC. We've made the difficult decision to release Kena until September 21st to polish the game. To delay the release of Kena until September 1st to polish the game across all platforms, it said. The team has been working extremely hard and we feel the extra time is critical to ensure the best experience possible. We know many of you are eager to play and we appreciate your patience as the team continues to work on delivering the best version of Kena, it added. Thank you for your amazing support. Announced during a PS5 showcase in July 2020, as if it's been a full year, Kena is billed as, quote, a story-driven action-adventure with a stunning visual aesthetic combining exploration with fast-paced combat. Players take on the role of Kena, a young spirit guide, on a quest to uncover the mysterious story surrounding the demise of the village. To do so, she must, quote, find and grow a team of charming spirit companions called the Rots, enhancing their abilities and creating new ways to manipulate the environment. Developer Ember Labs was founded in 2009 by brothers Josh and Mike Greer as an animation studio and has not released a high-end game before. In the video above, they discuss the team's development process for Kena and show off gameplay footage. Well, I can't see that video because goddamn cookie preferences. But that I did not know. That explains it. Ember Lab was founded by Josh and Mike Greer, and it was founded as an animation studio. If I could show you this video, if anyone has the link to the video in the article, feel free to drop it in the chat.
Put it in now.
Nice. That would make sense because the game is more like, I mean, the way I described it, it was like the Trolls scene from Frozen. It looks like that, and it looks incredible from a design perspective. This game looks fantastic. So that kind of makes sense. The fact that they were started out as a design studio, but there you go. The game has been delayed. Could you see yourself playing this game, babe?
This genuinely makes me sad. Like this. First time we saw this, I was all in from like the first 20 seconds that we seen it. This looks stunning. It they're moving away from the animation when the gameplay hits. Like you're like, yeah, this is a Bibby game all over. I cannot wait to get stuck into this. It's a shame that it's been delayed, but again, when it comes down to the famous words, when it comes to delaying a game, polish, you have to give them the opportunity. I think it's just such a unanimous phrase now that's being thrown around when you end up delaying a game. Just use the word polish. Everyone knows what it is. Are the all-encompassing polish words? That could be anything like gameplay bugs or whatever. It's not just a fresh lick of paint. It's the whole kit and caboodle. So yeah, I am gutted about it because it looks amazing. But you get what you wait for eventually. Hopefully this will be exactly what I want it to be. It's very cute. But yeah, this looks great.
It just looks so good. Like the quality of the design. I know these are potentially cutscenes and so on, which I remember saying this when we watched this in the State of Play last July. That okay, this is a cutscene. It's easy to make sexy cutscenes. I mean, just look at Elder Scrolls. Some of their trailers and stuff that are like 15 minutes long look like movies. They're fucking wonderful. But then we see this, the gameplay. Oh, I don't know if you can hear my grass being cut outside. Let me shut the window. One sec. So this gameplay now looks solid. It looks just as good. And this is a year old. This is like super early stuff, and it looks incredible. So yeah, take the time. Make it look exceptional. And if this bit now where it is, if this doesn't look like it's a bit of a fixer-upper from Frozen, then you're not seeing it. You're not seeing it. So that's what it is. But yeah, Kena Bridge of Spirits delayed until September. Don't need to add any more. Bibby's nailed it. Take the time that you need. Make it what it can be. Simple as that. Give us a good game. It looks exceptional from what we've seen. Hopefully it delivers all the way through. Jumping back, there was a comment. Tito says, I haven't played Rounders since the Dark Day. Oh, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone.
And it's gone.
Can't find it. I haven't played Rounder since a dark day in school. Was batting, hit the ball, and started running with my bat. My team started shouting, "Drop the bat!" I flung it behind me, hit a girl waiting to bat next, and knocked her out. Fuck my life.
They're the types of stories that the teachers always used to tell you in school. Like, don't rock back in your chair. There was always a kid that ended up like smashing their heads open by smashing them off desk because they're leaning back on the chairs. They're always the go-to tales for teachers to tell kids not to throw your fucking bat across the
you will
playground.
live on in school infamy, whether you want to or not. Rounders is good at trying to hit a ball with a truncheon. Lovely. Ever Given was the block ship. I get you now. I get you. Yeah. I was like, what? But I get you. Kenna, give it all the time it needs, please. Looks amazing. I hope it plays like a dream. Regarding, there was a comment about the M2 SSD expansions for PS5. Next Gen base, I did see the comment actually quite a little way back saying that there has been the update to the code. Was it a beta test now, or is it full-fledged so that you can add SSD to your PS5 now? But anyway, in following that, an M2... Oh, my God, it's gone again. Following that, an M2 needs to have at least 5.5 gigs a second write speed, so it's bleeding-edge stuff. 1 terabyte is 275 quid. 2 terabytes is 570, and 4 terabytes is 1,050. That's dollars, by the way, not quid. So, yeah, expensive, but you can now test expanding the storage on your PS5. Get what you wait for. Quote, something that doesn't apply to eFootball. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. I like the art style. While other games trying too hard to look realistic, this just embraces the cartoonish style because they know it's a game. That's just my thought. I mean, I kind of agree and disagree on that. Some games want to be realistic, some games don't want to be realistic, and that's perfectly fine. Like, I like PUBG because it's super realistic. I like Fortnite because it's not realistic at all. And then I like COD because it looks realistic, but it's fucking not realistic. So
yeah.
As long as you have your aim and you stick to your aims, which is kind of what you were saying in there, Zion, I completely agree. As long as you've got your aims and stick to it, that's fine. So yeah, I completely agree. It looks exceptional. These guys know how to make something look exceptional. I just hope that transitions into the gameplay. The fact that they've had a year maybe could be as a result. I mean, this is me pulling rumors out of my ass, by the way. Maybe the game looked good but didn't play good, so they needed extra time to make it a game rather than a movie. Whatever, I don't know. Whatever it is, take the time, do what you need to do. If it plays as good as it looks, then it should be an excellent game, hopefully. It looks like a playable Pixar movie, which I'm all in for, to be honest. Exactly. That's it. Fish nailing it. Who doesn't want to play? I mean, give me up. Give me fucking Mr. Fredrickson. Yes. Kevin, the small mailman. Yeah. Russell, the small mailman.
Genuinely, yeah. This is the type of game that I know if Samantha was to look at it, she has no interest in playing a lot of games, but if I show her this, she'll be like, I'm all in for that. Just because of the art style. Like, it definitely resonates with some people and turns off others, but this is definitely a massive thumbs up for me.
I think thumbs up all around. We'll give it some thumbs up. Okay. Quick through the chat and then we'll jump into the last bit of news. Yep, it's in beta. So yeah, if you are looking to expand your PS5 storage, you can test it now. Might not work 100%, but it's only in beta, so we'll see. Got to disappear, lads. Catch you all later. Thank you very much, Ben. Have a good day. Love you.
See you later, mate.
Okay, final bit of news for the day. All you PUBG fans, and if you saw Bibby's experiences yesterday, then we're talking directly to Bib. This is the bit that you've been waiting for. Even flying to the battleground is about to become dangerous in PUBG. It's going to be a bumpy ride. That's Lenny Henry / the shrunken head from Harry Potter, by the way, on the night bus. Yeah, I've got you. Jared Moore at IGN has this story. Says, dropping into the battlefield in PUBG is about to become even more perilous as the game adds an emergency landing feature to its latest update. The patch notes for update 13.1 are live, and amongst a plethora of other features, PUBG has added an engine failure scenario to the game's starting plane. Named appropriately, the emergency landing plane will move faster than the standard starting plane, but will decline in altitude as it moves across the map. This means that players will jump farther at the beginning of the flight and much shorter towards the end of the plane's descent. Emergency landing planes should be easily identifiable to players at the start of each round, seeing as they'll not be hurtling through the air, but on fire too. Players, how can you tell that this plane's going to crash? Is it one, because it's moving faster, or two, because it's on fire? I think it's maybe this is the second one. Players may choose to remain in the plane for the duration of the flight, though this is ill-advised, as doing so will result in 50% damage at the end of its journey. Do you know what? I will stop there. There is more information, but just because we're overrunning through time, overrunning and out of time, I will stop there for now. PUBG's patch yesterday actually looks pretty decent. I'm happy with the direction that they're going for a lot of the stuff in the game. Their quality of life upgrades, changing the menus, adding functions in the game. Does anyone remember a few years ago when Fortnite had the victory Actually, do I even have the animations on the screen? I don't think I do. Fortnite had the Victory Royale thing that pops up. Ta-da, Victory Royale. And then they changed it so it got a super slow down. Like, added like some hype to the moment where you're like, yeah! Apex Legends has a really hyped end game scene. Firestorm we'll ignore because that's completely counterintuitive because nobody even noticed they won until it happened. But PUBG was okay. Winner chicken dinner, nice. But it came up after a couple of seconds. There was no real hype moments. They're adding some end game celebration stuff. So they're adding little bits. They're improving the game as they go, which is nice. Adding new functions and stuff. So I do like to see it. Just sort out the skins. Why? Tweeted yesterday that they have yet more pink schoolgirl short skirts for a battle royale simulator. What are you doing? What are you doing? But anyway,
it's to a certain audience, doesn't it?
It does. It sells. It must sell shitloads. It must do because the game is massively more popular across China, across all of Asia, Southeast Asia, all of those territories, and assuming those sort of skins sell well over there. So fair play to them. You've got to play towards your audiences, and that's what they're doing. So GG's. But on that bombshell, we're going to play to our audience and leave because that's what they want from us. Get off the stream.
Get out of here.
So we're going to wrap things up. Thank you for everyone that has been in as well. Renee Sky, thank you for joining us and following the stream. Lake for the 9-month sub. Vern and Ads for the hosts, as well as some interesting follows. The Twitch Authority followed, as did Ferglar, and 17 hours ago, 2603_6000_BA07_8C751_CC60 has followed. Thank you very much for the follow. That name absolutely rolls straight off the tongue. We appreciate you being here in the chats.
Late for the sub as well. Shagger.
I did shout that one out on the way through. Yeah.
Sorry.
But yes, we are going to drop off. What's your plans for today, babe?
Beating my father-in-law at golf again.
Is it golfable where you are? Or are you gonna be like full on cagooling it?
I don't know. I mean, this weather, I personally wouldn't have played in it. I mean, it's not raining. It hasn't done for the last 12, 14 hours. Not that I've been counting or anything. I have no idea what the course is going to be like, even if they let him have a buggy. So we'll get up there and find out. But I wouldn't usually play in this, put it that way. But he wants an ass kicking, so I'm not going to say no, am I?
Nice. Well, if you want to see some ass kicking, you can't follow Bib around. Speaking of Vern, that long username that I shout out, Madge says that barcode followed Vern last night too. I know, it's amazing. Oh, GG's, Madge. GG's.
Oh, it's caught me off guard.
But yeah, if you can't watch Baby kick ass, well, you can do, but it's a little bit stalkerish. But you can watch me kick ass. I'm going to be jumping on some PUBG after this. So if you want to see some PUBG gameplay, feel free to stick around. I'll be jumping back in on stream. If you have PUBG and you want to jump in, do let me know, because we can get some games going. Yeah. But before that, Bib, is there anything else you'd like to add? Hashtag Shave Our Show.
Yes. Again, thank you to each and every one of you that have joined us for today, that have hosted, followed us, sub to us. We very much appreciate it. But if you want to help shape our show tomorrow, then there is 2 ways that you can do that. First of all, find us on social media. It's at Ice Cream Uploads across all major social media platforms, or get involved with our Discord. If you are watching this on any of our on-demand services, then in the description below, you'll find all the links. It's as simple as that. But all we need from you is a URL plus your thoughts and impressions. I will then give you my thoughts and impressions on tomorrow's show, which will what time tomorrow, baby? I don't know. Probably 10. Who knows? Because Graham's leaving me. It's a dollop.
Fish.
A dollar pish.
It's a dollar pish.
It's a dollar pish.
So yeah, join Bibby from the morning-ish for a one-man dollop on your screens. Nice. I'll be back in a bit for some PUBG though. Have yourselves a fantastic day, whatever you're doing. If it's raining, stay inside. Watch me play PUBG. Join in, play some games with PUBG with me, and join Bibby in the morning. Until then, stay frosty.
Stay frosty.
Fuck's sake.